Hi everyone, welcome to my session about AI in Microsoft Power BI. We are in a 20-minute. I'm just going to show you some of the really interesting features that we have in AI. One of them you already see in the keynote. You see that there is a key influencer. I'm going to talk about that, and also I'm going to show you one of the really interesting feature that we have in Power BI service for using the cognitive services and to tag the image. So hopefully in 20 minutes, I'm able to show this one. The other demos also available in my website. If you're interested, you can go and see the videos and the other. So actually, I'm from Auckland, New Zealand. I'm AI and Data Platform MVP, and actually, I'm also in Power BI and AI, and also before that in BI for over 10 years. And also, I'm trainer, consultant in not just Australia and New Zealand, in kind of whole of the world. Also, I have a couple of free books that is available on our website about using R inside Power BI and Azure Machine Learning. If you go to the website, you can see them. Okay, talking about the AI and Microsoft. So before I'm going to specifically talk about the AI in Power BI, let's have a look on what we have AI in Microsoft tools. So what we have that is really interesting, we call it pre-built AI. That is about the cognitive services, about the tools that you do not need to write any code about them. You can use it. You see that if you were in a keynote, you see that in the Power Apps, actually they use these tools, cognitive services, to take a photo from the Pepsi and the others. So that's actually pre-built AI. You do not need to write any code about that, and you can embed it in Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power Apps, Flow, and many different applications without writing any code. The other one that actually can be useful for developer, people who knows a bit about machine learning and they want to leverage their own models. We have Azure Machine Learning Studio and Azure Machine Learning Services, AutoML, that help you to create machine learning model and use it again in different Microsoft tools like Power BI Desktop Service, Azure Databricks, and many other tools, SQL Server, Stream Analytics, and many that I didn't include here. Come and look from the data scientists. So data scientists also able to work with Microsoft tools, bring their own R and Python code and bring them into the Power BI, SQL Server, and Databricks, and many other tools. So if you look at here, you see that we're able to cover all of the needs from the different roles that we have. So we able to help actually business people. They can use cognitive services. You will see that it's very easy. Developer who use actually they create .NET application, Power Apps, and the other. They can use AI features, and also, of course, for data scientists. So you see that is a wide range of the tools and possibilities. Okay, so Power BI. So AI was in Power BI for a long time. So in 2014, 15, sorry, we have a R script visualization in R. Then we have R in Power Query. In 2018, we have R and Python. Now, and in 2019, actually, we have very interesting things. So one of them is Key Influencer. Key Influencer is one of the AI visual that help you to get lots of insight from your data. So I'm going to show you a demo about analyzing the customer rating. I have a customer in my department and they rate my products. I want to see that which factor mainly impact that the rating become high or low. I want to see that. And there are different things like the role they have in industry. I want to know which on. So I'm going to my Power BI desktop. This feature is actually here. So the key influencer, if you want it, actually you should have an update version of the Power BI. Then you need to go to the option and setting, option, and then there is a preview feature. if you see here, there's a preview feature. You need to choose that key influencer, save your Power BI and close it and reopen it. After that, you will have it here. So it's easy. So this is my key influencer visual, and this is my data. So as you see here, my data has a rating, high and low. I have information about the different things, like for how many years they are with me, the number of the tickets, that means complaint they have. For example, 4 times they are not happy about the product, so they email me, and the other. Also, which continent they are from, which country, subscription type, and the other. So I'm going to load the data here. So just a CSV file. I'm going to get the data. Just make sure this Excel file, yeah. So I load the customer feedback here, and yeah, this is my data set. So now I'm going to actually analyze my rating of my customer. So if I click on the key influencer, you see that here I have 2 fields. I have a field that is analyzed. That means that, for example, I'm going to analyze the rating of the people, explained by. So I want to explain the rating by their actually company size role, by the number of the tickets that they have, by their subscription type, and the other. So let's do it. So this is my data set. I'm going to drag and drop rating here. I'm going to set, I want to see the rating, how can be changed by their company size. I want to know that, for example, their role in organization, how it can impact. I want to see that for how many long is it impact on that. For example, if they are 4 years with a company, does it impact or not? The nature of their comments, I want to see that, how much it impact, and the subscription type. Okay, so let's have a look here to see what we have here. So what I have here is actually, as you see, what is influence to the rating to be high or low. So many people maybe ask me where these high and low come. This is come from my data set. So if you have a data set like that, I want to see that people happy or unhappy. So here you will see that which influence rating be happy or unhappy. So it's directly come from your data set. And here I'm going to analyze. So here there is expression here. It says that if they are with you for 20 years, that means that the tenure for 20 years, there are about 1.2 possibility that they have a really satisfied with you and have a really high rating for you. Or if their role is publisher, there are about 1.1 possibility that they stay with you, and also they have a lots of good rating for your things. And also you can see a other role here. So publisher, they are people who has kind of better rating for your company. And in the next step, you see that admin role and also consumer. Let's have a company size. So as you see that the company size, that they are bigger, also they are more happy than the other companies. So also you can look at here, you see that here there is expression that actually explain to you when the company size is between 5,000 to 50,000, rating is 1 times more likely to have a higher rating. So behind the scene, there is a machine learning model that we call it decision tree running and extract this information for you. So this is really interesting. The other interesting things that we have here is about the finding the rules from your data set. So it's able to classify your data to the 4 different cluster. So the first cluster, that is 96% of the people are here actually happy. In the segment 1, 96 of rating is high. So you see that in this segment is about the company that they are big size, the size between 5,000 to 50,000, and also most of the role in the organization was publisher. So this is really good because I know that, okay, I can focus on, for the marketing, I can focus on them. I know that for the marketing, I need to go and talk with these people who are publisher and they are in a big size company. Now let's look at the other one. So, for example, here, the second one. So here, the role is not publisher, but the subscription type is basic. So that's matter. So this is another rule that I can fetch from my data. It's really interesting. So also it's help you for the some of the for example for the look at the other important factor here. There is a question here that does the sequence of the when I drag and drop impactor, I said no, it's totally something that machine learning come and get from your data. So there are lots of other here. So for example, maybe many of you ask me that sometimes I just don't want to see the rating become high and low. I have a price. I want to see that is a continuous variable. It's not a high and low, or it's not 0 or 1. Yes, that is possible. So for example, you can use the house price and the other, and it show you that if the price increase or decrease, what will be happen, what will be impact. So there is a feature here. If you look at here, there is an analyze, and you mentioned that actually your analyze type is analyzing a categorical variable like the one that I did, or a continuous variable like the price going up and down. And it's really smart to detect that. But sometimes based on the data type, if you see that is not detect, you need to come here and change it. So key influencer is really interesting tools also for some of the features. You can get more insight on that and provide lots of information about that. It's a combination of the regression and decision tree behind the scene running for this visual, which is really cool. So that's actually can be used for all business people. So this is my first demo about one. I'm going to show you the second my demo that is about the image tagging. So image tagging is another tools that we have. I'm going to talk about the Power BI service. Power BI service for the people who has premium account. They also able to do machine learning without doing any code and still get insight from data. Let's see that how is possible. Okay, so here I have some images. I store them in my blob storage. So let me show you image to you. So this is one of the image that I have. And I'm going to see that using the image tag to see what is the, for example, what is the activity behind it, what component I have, what is this image talking about. Or for example, I have another one like this. I'm going to extract the component of this feature there. There's the building and the other. Okay, so let's see that how we can do that and extract information from the image. So I'm going to the Power BI service. This is my Power BI Premium. As you see, it has a diamond here. So you should have a Power BI Premium, and you need to create a workspace. Not using your own workspace, you should create a new one. So to create a new one, you just simply coming here and create a new workspace. So I'm going to actually to the workspace that I have. So I'm going to here. And there is an option here, data flow. For people who comes from Power BI background, data flow is actually Power Query in Power BI service. It provides lots of features for analyzing the data. So I'm going to actually create a new data flow here and add a new data here. And I'm going to actually just write some simple code like this. This is a kind of for the fetching the data, and I'm going to get that data from there. So I'm using the blank query here to kind of just import the data there. Other ways also to import the data, but this kind of the way that I'm using here. Okay, so this is my data that is available. So it's asked me about connecting to my blob storage. I just need to authorize that one for the each, because I have 4 pictures, it's asking me that. And then after that, it's finished for the 4th picture. As you see, we have a AI Insight here. So I'm click on that, and here there is a folder that actually show you the cognitive services there. So currently we have 4 services in there. We have image tag, we have extract keyword, detect language, and score sentiment. So actually each of them can be used. I'm going to use the tag image. So I'm click on tag image. I use the image field and I want to apply it. So when I apply it, actually here is going to extract some of the information from my website. So it's get some. I expand it to see them here. Just take a minute. So it's actually the record. It has image tag and also JSON of that with a confidence of the object that is able to detect in the picture. So here. So as you see here, for the first one is find something, tree, grass, and the other, and also with some confidence. So you're able to store this data here, save and close, and after that, you're able to import it back to your Power BI desktop. So here I'm going to show you that how you can do that. So imagine that I get the data. I'm able to come here, going to the more data, and I'm able to connect to my Power BI data flow. Here, connect, and I'm able to get the data over there. So it's going to connect to my Power BI, and here you are. I already created one, so just showing you that what is that. So it's going actually to import what the result of the image tag here. And now you have Power BI desktop to able to do some data cleaning to get the data. So after I did the data cleaning, I'm able to create a visualization like this. Or let me show this one. This one is better. So for example, for this one, if I click on that, it says that is actually this is the outdoor with 99%. This is a tree with a confidence on 1993, grass, ground, and it's park. It's actually not park. It's actually is in front of our house. Or for example, for this one, it says that there is a person there with 98%. There is a car. Yeah, that's correct. It's an indoor, and there is a mammals. So it's my dog actually. So obviously, and here we actually be playing tennis. So it's actually able to do that. So these are the actually image tag. You're able to extract image from anywhere and use it. If you ask me about that, where we can get these things, so if you go to the cognitive services, if you just search for cognitive service Microsoft, just a minute, Microsoft Cognitive Services, you will see that we have lots of actually API there that you can use it in your computer. So the one that actually used there is among the computer vision and celebrate, and you see that that's sense and activity recognition in image. So I'm going to actually to load that one. I'm going to bring one of that picture here, and actually to show you that how it actually work. So just let me bring the proper picture. So I bring this picture here. So this is actually the cognitive service behind that. So it's able to detect with a different confidence. So even able to recognize the type of a dog. So this is not a dog, it's Akita actually, but so similar to this type of a dog if you see from different beer. And also it provide a kind of description about that. So behind the scene of that is actually this service is running. If you ask me that, why is a different result? Because the one that we have in Power BI service is a different version that we have, but it's become updated and you get more detail, which is really cool. I'm not saying that in AI you couldn't say that 100% everything is correct, but at least I can say in 70%, 80% provide really good understanding your data. So for example, you can take a picture of your factory and it's provide what object is there and it's help you through that. So there are lots of amazing things happen in AI stuff. I really recommend to follow up these things. For this demo, I wrote 2 blog posts about key influencer. If you're interested, you can go through that. Also, I have a video on YouTube if you want to go more detail, because in 20 minutes I couldn't show all the things, but I hope that you going there and see. And also, I wrote blog posts about these things, about any new AI that actually exists in the Microsoft tools. And if you have any question, please email me, and also feel free to come here. I become New Zealand, and actually the sign of New Zealand, we call it kiwi, so I have some kiwi. If you like, you can come and pick one. Thank you for come and join me in this session. Thanks so much.